Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. We're going to continue with our program. Today, at events like this, we hear a lot of statistics about our schools and our students. However, there is nothing, as everyone here knows, there is nothing like meeting one of our students in person. Today, we have a current scholarship recipient who would like to share her Catholic school story with us. Please welcome, I just had the pleasure of speaking to this young woman, and I know that you will enjoy hearing from her. Please welcome, from the Notre Dame High School of Manhattan, Shania Marte. Shania.
Good afternoon, Your Eminence, Your Excellencies, members of the Lawyers Committee, and distinguished guests. I am honored to be here and to have been given this opportunity to speak with all of you today. My name is Shania Marte, and I'm currently a senior at Notre Dame School of Manhattan. Before Notre Dame, I attended Sacred Heart School in the Bronx at the age of 9 in 3rd grade. The school is where my two younger brothers currently attend. Before Sacred Heart, I attended public school. My parents decided that it would be safer and academically better for me to attend a Catholic school, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions they have ever made. At Sacred Heart, I was given opportunities I didn't have in my public school, such as singing in a choir, practicing public speaking, and learning more about my religion. Sacred Heart pushed me to be the best me, not only academically, but also as a person. Knowing what an impact Sacred Heart has made on my morals and virtue, I wanted to continue receiving a Catholic education. When I visited Notre Dame, the first thing I noticed was how united and caring the teachers, the staff, and the students all were. Everyone was dedicated to making me feel welcome and at home. I ended up falling in love with the school, and in 2019, I was given the opportunity to continue my education in what I consider to be one of the best high schools in New York City. Notre Dame has offered me endless opportunities and has helped me build a strong foundation for the challenges that life will bring. The school is committed to developing strong-minded, socially aware students who stand up for what they believe in. Because of Notre Dame, I was able to explore my interests and even start a fashion club with a friend of mine. We host the annual fashion show, and all proceeds and clothes are donated to charity. At Notre Dame, I was given the opportunity to volunteer at a shelter in El Paso, Texas, and experience firsthand what it's like working with migrants. I got to learn about the border and customs and meet refugees who were seeking asylum. I saw firsthand what they go through, as well as the responsibilities of the people involved in the whole immigration process. I met with social workers, border patrol agents, psychologists, lawyers, volunteers, and a community of people that care for migrants and contribute to El Paso, Texas by giving back. The people in this community donate clothes, give food, and fundraise for the shelter. They exemplify a way of living out God's teachings through faith and love. Over the summer, I was an intern at MMG Law Firm thanks to Inner City Scholarship Fund's Job Opportunities Program offered at my school. As an intern, I enjoyed the responsibility that came in with working in an office. I was able to associate myself with professionals and help contribute to a staff that was efficient and possessed unwavering determination. I am grateful that I got to see how hardworking everyone at the law firm was and how they all dealt with their challenges and success. And boy, with all the photocopying and filing and emails the lawyers receive, you don't see that on Law and Order. My time at Notre Dame has been an amazing blessing for my family and me. My parents have always emphasized the importance of education and have always encouraged me to excel in my classes regardless of the challenges they faced. My parents often struggle with paying tuition, especially with my two younger brothers attending Sacred Heart School as well. but they both remain determined to provide the best education for us. As a recipient of a Be a Student's Friend scholarship, I was given the chance to pursue my education wholeheartedly. Through this program, I was matched with a sponsor who believes in me and motivates me to follow my dreams and expand my knowledge. Mr. Arthur Mann, I will never find the right words to describe how thankful I am for the opportunity you have given me to continue my education. You allowed me to pursue dreams I thought were out of reach for me. Not only have you helped me enormously, but you have secured a future for me. I have always wanted to make my parents proud. But now, not only do I strive to make them proud, but I strive to make you proud of me as well. Because of your support, I have been fortunate enough to be a part of a school community that I consider a second home. Once again, thank you for all you have done for me. When I graduate from college, I hope to accomplish a change in society. I know that the outcome of my future depends on what I do today, and I want to be successful. Although I'm still deciding what career path I will take, I'm committed to learning, expanding my mind, and helping others in any way I can. College is right around the corner for me, and I find that terrifying and exhilarating. I hope to attend Columbia University of Pennsylvania, but I know that whatever school I am lucky enough to attend, I'll be prepared because of the education I have received from Notre Dame. What comforts me the most about the college process is knowing that I have two amazing school communities who care for me, an organization who believes in me, and a sponsor who supports my dreams and aspirations, all of which contributed to the person I am now: strong, determined, passionate, and caring. It is because of all of you here today and your mission to support other students that I can stand here and represent the many students who are supported by the Inner City Scholarship Fund. Thank you for having me here today. It is an honor to be surrounded by high-achieving, successful people. I would like to thank you for believing in us and our abilities on their behalf. I hope to re-encounter all of you one day. I wish you all health and happiness. Thank you, and God bless you and your families.
Shania Marte. Will indeed be a success. Indeed, indeed. Way to go, Shania. That was great. That was inspiring. Inner City has hundreds of students like Shania on their wait list looking for a sponsor. For more information on this life-changing program, you'll see on your tables there are QR codes. Please scan the QR code on your table so that you can become involved and make a difference in the lives of young men and women just like Shania. I came to the Archdiocese after a circuitous, odd career between show business and the media and politics and government and all of the above. And when I came here, a little bit of a fish out of water. I just want to acknowledge where I kind of caught the fever, if you will, where I got the mission and it stuck to me, and I committed myself to it as Director of Communications for Catholic Schools. I just want to acknowledge that a couple of years ago, when the whole world shut down, it's important to realize that Catholic schools in New York did not. And that placed us on the forefront of the conversation about education in America. And with the support of His Eminence, Cardinal Dolan, John Cahill, Monsignor Lamort, we were led by not just a product of Catholic schools, the literal embodiment of Catholic schools. I just want to acknowledge the guy I work for. He's the superintendent of Catholic schools in the Archdiocese of New York. This guy didn't ever take no for an answer. He kept us open. Michael J. Deegan is the superintendent of Catholic schools. It's an honor to work with you. I would now like to welcome a legend of the New York legal community, a former Scotland ARPS attorney, dean and professor of Fordham Law School, and recipient himself of the St. Thomas More Award, John Feerick, who will introduce today's honoree, Dean Feerick.
Thank you very much. It is a singular honor for me to present Lucy Brusco for the conferral of the St. Thomas More Award. Though Lucy is a graduate of Fordham Law School, it was not until 2014 that I was introduced to her by Eileen McKay of the Archdiocese of New York. We were then both serving as lay members of a pastoral advisory board under a historic initiative launched by Cardinal Timothy Dolan called Making All Things New. It was designed to strengthen hundreds of parishes of the Archdiocese of New York. When decisions were announced in November 2014 to merge 150 parishes into 70, Lucy and I were asked to help with their implementation. We reached out through Fordham Law School's Center for Social Justice for lawyers experienced in conflict resolution. More than 20 lawyers responded. The effort that followed required meetings in the evening and on weekends with teams of representatives of the parishes. Lucy became the heart and soul of this volunteer effort. She brought to the challenge extensive knowledge of a Catholic parish through her service at Pius X in Scarsdale, where she had been a teacher of religion to children for a dozen years, chair of its parish council, and a leader of a campaign to raise $1 million to revitalize the parish. As the implementation proceeded, in 2014 and 2015, Lucy taught classes at Fordham on the importance of a parish community, classes attended by me and other volunteers. She also took on facilitation assignments at parishes all over the Archdiocese of New York. I saw her in action at the parishes of St. Vito and Holy Trinity using facilitation skills that made her extraordinarily effective. On August 1, 2015, the new parish communities came into existence with an announcement that the transition that had just taken place was successful in strengthening and revitalizing the Archdiocese and achieving the grand vision expressed by His Eminence. As for Lucy's role, Fordham's Robert Riley, a recipient of the Charles Carroll Award, said, and I quote, "I watched Lucy in action as she facilitated with parishioners from different parishes and counseled with a sound knowledge of canon law, gently applied with common sense and deep humanity. It was an inspired combination." Another volunteer, James Tolan, a former president of the Fordham Law Alumni Association and a graduate of Cardinal Hayes High School, said of Lucy, and I quote, "She is an admirable Christian woman who works tirelessly for the church, gets things accomplished, and with her winsome ways is an inspiration for all of us who served alongside her." In 2018, Lucy returned as other Fordham volunteers to serve in another phase of All Things New that ended with the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. She also found time in 2018 to get up early every morning to prepare for the New York City Marathon for Catholic Charities. Not surprisingly, she finished that 26-mile challenge in admirable time. In concluding, I wish to add that Lucy is the daughter of Italian immigrants from whom she received her Catholic faith, a faith that was nurtured in the Catholic schools of the Archdiocese of New York. To know Lucy is to learn how devoted she is as a daughter, wife, mother, sister, sister-in-law, and grandmother, and how competent she is from her work experiences at some of New York's great firms, Fried Frank, and since 2015 at Morgan Stanley. Finally, I wish to read a note I received yesterday from Lucy's daughter Maria, a lawyer who's with us today. I quote, "My mother doesn't seek things for herself, and she doesn't seek glory or honor like the one she is receiving today. She is satisfied when she does something with excellence and can recognize it in herself. She always wants to help others and do the right thing, and she never wants to brag about it, which is why sometimes, including today, we have to brag for her. It pleases me greatly, Your Eminence, to present her to you for conferral of the St. Thomas More Award, the daughter of Concetta and Giuseppe Coco.
Thank you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Oh. Thank you, John. Your Eminence, Mr. Kiernan, Mr. McCormick, Dean Furyk, Mr. Maloro, members of the Lawyers Committee, distinguished guests and colleagues. It is with sincere gratitude that I accept this award and this great honor. I was very surprised to learn that I would be the recipient this year, and to hear John Furyk's introduction, a man that I have so greatly admired my entire professional life, is incredibly meaningful. So thank you, John. As I look across this room, I'm humbled that so many distinguished people have taken the time to come here today in support of the inner city schools and those who serve them. But I'm not surprised. I have learned firsthand that service brings together extraordinary people of goodwill to accomplish great works that could never be achieved alone. Professionally, there's no match to the people in this room. This room is filled with the best and the brightest. But where you truly excel is your willingness to set aside all that you have to do just to help others. I feel grateful that we could all spend this short time together, enjoying each other's company and reigniting our commitment to service through education. Life's unfairness at times is not something that we have to blindly accept. We can work together to help make things better for others. And I thank the Lawyers Committee for putting this event together for the 33rd year, and sincerely thank each of you for coming. Those to which much is given, much is expected. I have been blessed with many gifts: family, friends, highly esteemed colleagues, satisfying work, a safe home, plenty to eat, faith, health, hope, opportunity, and a Catholic education. I have spent every day of my formal education in a Catholic school. We all know that the inner city schools excel at providing a solid education with far greater outcomes than schools in their areas. That's why we're all here. But I'm here to tell you that there is much more to an education in the inner city schools than academic rigor. Inner city schools educate the heart. To learn that you are special and valued as a person and truly welcomed into the school community, which becomes your family. To discover your special gifts and talents and to find a purpose in this world that only you can fill. To ask for help and support along the way because no one can do it alone. To be accepting of all those in your school community, because you will learn with them and from them, and you could discover what love is. To be thankful for all the special people in your life, seen and unseen, parents, grandparents, ancestors, siblings, extended family, friends, instructors, administrators, service workers, clergy, the leaders of our nation, mentors, and donors, because they have shaped you more than you know, and your achievements, when they come, are not solely your own. You stand on the shoulders of the many others who have sacrificed and made it possible for you to achieve. And perhaps, most importantly, to pay it forward in service to others with gratitude, for it is a great privilege to be able to serve. And we come to know God through both giving and receiving. In essence, an education in the inner city schools is rooted in love, which lifts up its students, some who through no fault of their own have very difficult circumstances. And when you lift up students at this critical time in their lives, you lift up their families and their communities, and you lay the foundation for a successful personal and professional life. That has been proven time and again, but I attest that to you firsthand because they did in mine. My parents, like so many others, left a war-torn country to come to America, not knowing the language, and leaving family and everything familiar behind in search for a better life. They had no wealth or possessions, only hope of what might lie ahead. Having no other support, the one thing they knew would give their children the best chance to succeed was to place them in a Catholic school. I, along with each of my siblings, attended an archdiocesan elementary and high school. Each of us went on to graduate college and to complete graduate school. Each is here today celebrating the gift of a Catholic education at a time when it was most needed. So on behalf of the many students that will benefit from this luncheon, I thank you for your contributions. Your investment in the inner city school education system will pay off for many generations and in more ways than you can see. I would also like to thank some truly generous people who have performed decades of service, most of which goes unrecognized. First and foremost, my husband, Nick, for his generosity and many years of dedicated service of his own, completely separate from mine, and for his unwavering support throughout our 31 years of marriage, without which I would never be in this position to receive this award. My family and friends who have traveled here today, they are examples to me of different forms of service. Some serve through their professions, some spend much of their free time volunteering, and some have dedicated themselves to full-time service at home, prioritizing the needs of loved ones over their own. And I'm humbly reminded that service begins at home. John Feerick, the very personification of service to others. If you read his book, That Further Shore, you will learn that he left behind his very lucrative career as a partner at a top law firm to become the dean of Fordham Law School, and has served the Fordham Law School community, the legal profession, and countless students and charities with all of his heart ever since. Every encounter with John Feerick makes you a better person. His generosity, energy, and unquenchable desire to help people cannot be explained, and he is most deserving of his Fordham title, St. John the Good. My workplace, Morgan Stanley, where service is not only facilitated, but built into its very fabric. And I'd like to say a special thank you to all of you who support service in your workplaces. Through my role in making all things new, I've come to appreciate how the Archdiocese of New York faithfully provides for all those in need, through outreach programs, charities, shelters, food pantries, and special needs, just too numerous to list. New York would be a very different place without all the programs the Archdiocese runs. So thank you, Cardinal Dolan and Eileen Mulcahy, for your leadership. I have witnessed firsthand the difficult decisions that you make so that you could be good stewards of the resources that are entrusted in you, and in particular, so that the inner city schools can continue to serve where they're most needed. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Father Sebastian Bakatan, pastor of my home parish, St. Pius X Scarsdale, who's here today and has overcome seemingly impossible circumstances to lead my parish, including the very painful closing of our own Catholic school, which could not be sustained. Father Sebastian partnered with his parishioners to rebuild the church community inside and out under an initiative called Bringing the Vision to Life. Today, he leads a vibrant, faith-filled, diverse, and growing community overflowing with good works. I implore each of you to partner with your clergy and others in the community to bring to life the many good works that are sorely needed. Sometimes we hesitate because we think the ideal person is needed for the job. In fact, the only person that's needed is you. Take that first step, and you will see that others will join you on that journey, and you will be well on your way to accomplishing things others never thought possible. Finally, this award is especially meaningful to me as it has St. Thomas More, patron saint of lawyers, at its core. I won't always admit this, and I might even deny it at times, but I am very proud to be a lawyer and consider it to be one of the most noble professions. A system of just laws that are fairly applied forms the basis of a just society, and that is the very objective of service. I thank you most sincerely for this award and pray that each of you who respond to the many callings to help others will be richly rewarded for your service as I have been today. Thank you.
Lucy Brusco. Congratulations, Lucy. And now it is my pleasure to introduce His Eminence, Timothy Michael Cardinal Dolan. Sir.
Well done.
Eminence.
Thank you, TJ. Thanks be to God, and thanks be to you. In parting, might I invite you to consider St. Thomas More, the patron of this lawyer's luncheon, as Lucy just mentioned, and also St. Isaac Jogues and his Jesuit companions, the so-termed North American martyrs who gave their lives for the faith at Ariesville, just outside of present-day Albany. It's their feast day today. St. Thomas More, as you know, on his way to the execution block, whispered to his sobbing daughter Meg that this was all about love, all about love. And you, this glorious afternoon, have come out of love for our children. And St. Isaac Jogues wrote that nothing is worth living for if nothing is worth dying for. And you help our schools pass on those eternal values that are worth living and dying for. So I simply say thank God and thank you, and go in peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I close the program, I would like to tell you that we have a very special treat waiting for you as you exit. Please be sure to see our friendly staff on the way out. You will not be disappointed. For our newcomers, please remember to visit innercityscholarshipfund.org. innercityscholarshipfund.org. You can scan the QR codes on your tables to learn how to get involved. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Be well.